What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Dark Souls. Today we are kind of like the Onion Knight. Sorta, kinda customed it, you know. We got a nice shield there, 100% block. We're fat rolling today. But we're kind of like a tank. We want to poise through shit and then smash. So, that's what we're going to be doing in Anne Orlando today, which might actually be kind of a stupid decision for me, but we'll see. But yeah, we're going to Anne Orlando. Before we go, I made some notes for myself to let everyone know. I told you guys last episode I was going to do some off-screen purchasing, which I've done. I basically bought out everybody's supply that I can get right now. As you can see, I bought this armor from the crestfallen guy over here. I pretty much bought him completely out. We've got a lot more armor going on. As you can see here, we've bought a lot of different stuff. A couple boss sets. Yeah, so I bought out the crestfallen guy, all of Andre's stuff. I bought the Crest of Artorias. I bought out Domhall, whatever his name is. You know, the fancy guy with the horns. Logan's stuff's all bought. Bought all the spells he has. Same with Griggs. I think it's Griggs or Rickard. I think he's Griggs. But both of the mage guys at Firelink I bought out, and then I bought all the pyro guy stuff, and I upgraded the pyro glove to its maximum state of plus 15. I also upgraded all the weapons I'll probably be using for the next several episodes up to 10, just because, like I said, I'm going off of if you could have it at this point through grinding or whatever, I'll do it. I would personally advise if you're going into Anne Orlando before you go, to get a level 10 weapon or have the materials to do it. Which at the very least would mean having a plus 6 weapon from Andre, because you at the bonfires you can't ascend the weapons. You can only go to plus 5. And then from there you have to have Andre put it to plus 6, and then you can once again do it to plus 10. So yeah, all the weapons we have going forward are going to be plus 10 at this point, other than, you know, any specialty weapons. I also stocked up on a shit ton of arrows, because, you know, why the fuck not? As well as poison arrows. Those will be handy later as well. Did I buy anything? I think that's all I bought. It's just a bunch of bolt. Basically, I just spent my money on those because I had a ton of souls left that I figured we might as well spend. This episode we're going to be going with Havel's Ring doesn't actually matter. We mid-roll with Havel's Ring. No, I think we'll fat roll this episode. We'll stick with the Ring of Steel Protection. Actually, this is like we'll go like a full tank episode. And yeah, so we are on our way to Anne Orlando. We've already seen the visuals, but I'll let it play again, just because I kind of skipped through it, and it'll be cool to watch them lift my fat ass up. Also watching the Zwei kind of phase through our skull. Oh baby, that looks ridiculous. Ugh. I kind of wish that this armor. So the reason it's rounded, you may be thinking, why are you fat? The reason it's rounded is I don't remember where. It might mention it in the armor, or it might have been in an interview with Miyazaki. Basically, it's intended for when something hits it to glance off. That's why it's rounded. So anytime you hit him, you're not going to hit a full hard blow. It's going to glance off. I wish that was included. Like, it'd be cool if while you're wearing it, stuff hit you and it kind of deflected off. That'd be a really cool little thing. But praise the sun! Absolutely. This is Anne Orlando. This is the first time you've seen it. Well, it shouldn't be, but the first time I've hung out here and showed you it. It looks enormous. It's not as big as it looks. All that is not. We don't go over there. Basically, this is the area we're going to be going. That castle kind of cathedral. I don't know what you call it. That's where we're going. Couple different ways we have to go around to get there, but it is a really pretty area. My mouse is slightly on the screen. That's distracting me. There we go. Yeah, so before coming here, I would advise, I don't know what level we are. 45? Probably about right. Probably level 35, 40 for this area, I'd say. And come here with I would probably want to have I would say have a plus 10 weapon. You should have enough materials if you've done the game in the correct order, or if you've grinded a little bit. Either way. But this area is filled with these guys. These guys are kind of a pain in the ass. They won't attack you unless you attack them or get close to them. As you can see, they do a pretty big amount of poise damage. Yeah, I picked a really bad character choice for this. They have a lot of... That's the worst attack they do. If you have a strong weapon, though, you can pretty much destroy them. If you have like a quicker weapon, not as easy to do, but still doable. And there's going to be a bunch of them. My advice is take them one at a time. Don't get in a fight with a bunch of them. Also note, if you don't hit them, if you hit their shield, they will block all of the damage. And sometimes the shield hits you from, it blocks at a space you didn't think would block. Like that kind of. Easiest way to deal with them, I find, is you can, with a faster character, you can walk between their legs. When he does that, just back off a little bit and punish him. Not terribly difficult. Like I said, they're going to be harder if you're depending on the weapon you're using. And Orlando, kind of, I feel like this area, the first area of it, is a lot better if you're using a big strength weapon. Ooh, we staggered him there. There we go. Take him down and claim our prize of, what is it, a Demon Titanite? I think, maybe? Yeah, Demon Titanite. We will take that. Now, you can see as we're, since we're in the fat roll state, you can feel how much slower we are. It's kind of driving me crazy how slow we actually are for this. But yeah, this area is it's such a nice area. Like, I love it. It's so good. We'll deal with them in a second. Let's go get our bonfire first. And this is actually another one with a firekeeper, so. Oh, I also popped the firekeeper soul we had. So we now have a +3 Estus. Do we have enough? Yeah, we do have enough for level. I want to take more strength, because there's a couple shields and weapons I want to use that we can't quite yet. And also, I think I'm going to switch up the spells just for now to probably some combustion and fire orb, just so we can play with the pyro glove if we choose to. Fire orb. There we go. And then over here is the firekeeper.
Welcome to the. If you see exit,
yeah. Basically, she tells you what's going on. I also forgot to mention, while I was talking to Dom Hall, whatever. I totally forgot to show it when I was talking to him before. If you buy stuff from him, he'll actually give you really, really good hints. Like, not even like a hint. He'll literally just tell you what to do. Like, for example, one of mine was, he literally told me, if you want to go to New Londo and fight the ghosts, you either have to have a cursed weapon, or be cursed yourself. The easiest way to curse yourself is the bug-eyed lizards in the depths. So if you're having trouble, buy a couple things from him and talk to him, and he'll give you some pretty direct hints. Also, if you notice back at the other guys, there's a statue back there. There was another one at the other side. Oh, that fucking hit us. That was weird. We're trapped in his balls. Ah, didn't count. Yeah, I really don't like not having a really good poise ring here. Well, not having the poise ring, or not having. Damn it. These guys are a lot easier to deal with if you can just roll through them. Like I'll show you real quick what I mean. Let me just disrobe myself real quick. Even if you're mid-rolling, usually what I'll do is go like this. And when you're moving quickly, you can usually just get right through him. Oh. And I'll show you another. You just walk up to him, and when he goes to do this, just roll through it. Roll under his legs, and you can usually get a hit in on him. I look fantastic right now. Oh, I've been killed. Come on. Usually I lock onto these guys. Step through his legs, and there. So if you can get yourself to mid-roll, which I could if I actually could do that if I chose to, but for some reason I decided not to. Yeah, I mean I could, but I think we're gonna swap this out for the Chloranthy, though. Over here we've got a perfect example. Over here we've got a chest with nothing in it. You can tell because the chain is facing backwards. Got some twinkling titanite. This one though, not as good. Definitely a mimic. So let us wreck his life. Get out of here, bitch. I think he gives us a crystal halberd. Yes, he does. And then there's a doorway right here. I wouldn't bother with it yet. We can't actually go up that way anyway. But yeah, a little bit of a hint here. We've got a spooky guy with a giant hammer. Straight across we had a dude with a big, you know, spear. It's hinting something a little bit later. Not too far away, in fact, but let us move on through Anor Londo. This is actually a pretty solid grinding spot. Those big dudes, if you pop at this bonfire, there is, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them that are right here. And, you know, they give a pretty decent chunk of souls. So, this is actually, I'll cover it later in my farming video, but definitely a solid place to farm when you get here if you feel like you're a little under-leveled or the area kind of kicks your ass, which it probably will. This area can be a bit of a dick. Out here we've got a guy that I actually need to get this dude's tail. So I think I'm going to switch weapons to do, well, we'll see if we can get it with this. This is another gargoyle from earlier. Same kind we fought earlier. I want to try and get his tail this time, though. That didn't count. Probably just going to kill him at the rate we're going. There we go. Got his tail. Okay. And now we'll finish him off. So that gargoyle tail axe. Oh, cool. Wow, we got all of it. Does he always drop all of it? I think he always drops all of that stuff, I feel. I don't know. If not, that was a really lucky fucking drop. But yeah, see, if you cut his tail, you can get his tail axe, which is, you can get that earlier in the game if you cut off the tail of the gargoyle that we fought, you know, like the first boss kind of we fought. And then the halberd and shield, I think those are random drops. I don't think he always drops those, so we might have just gotten really lucky there. But yeah, we're not going to use this right away, but it's actually kind of cool. It's got a little, I just want to show it real quick because it's kind of cool looking. When you use it, first off, you get a higher resistance. So it looks like you get poisoned right there, or whatever. What that actually is doing is it's increasing your defenses. And so the way the game figures that out is when you switch to something that gives you more resistance, your bar gets bigger. But for some reason, the game thinks that you, how to put this? Basically, instead of just making your bar bigger, it makes the bar bigger, but then wherever you start at, it kind of, you have to let it drape down. So the little purple bar, that's how much we increased all our resistances by when we pull this out. And the cool thing about this weapon is it's bendy. It's a fucking bendy tail. It's creepy and weird, and I've never actually really used it, but I probably will use it at some point because it seems interesting. And this is the game to try it with, so let's go over here. Before you move on, you're going to want to head over here and get yourself some more free demon titanite. And do be careful, because everything around here you can fall off of, and everywhere you fall will be your death. So keep your eyes open for all that. Now, this next part is kind of like, if you don't have hints, like if you don't have hints from characters and stuff, I'm kind of at a loss as to how you would know this is here. Like, just, you have to be really observant, because going forward you can't do anything. If we walk up here, I'll show you real quick, but going forward, there's actually nowhere we can go. Unless you want to try and make a jump that you will not be able to make. You can kind of see, you see some stairs and a lever over there, you see a bridge up there, you see a staircase down here, but there's not really, you know, there's nowhere that's really telling you where to go. And if you end up looking up over here, you'll actually see on these arches, if you look real closely, one of them is open. There's a broken pane of glass right there. The only thing I can think, the reason I noticed this was when I did it, that was there. I noticed because this thing, there was one of these on here, and I went, huh, no way. And so I jumped on it, and sure enough, to progress through the level, you have to come up over here, hope that you don't fall off that when you jump. I would advise just jumping, also not fat rolling. But yeah, this is where you're supposed to be going. This pane of glass is is telling you what you need to be doing. So then you come in here and you've got a couple new enemies that I missed completely. With one of my favorite weapons, possibly my favorite actual weapon in the game. That sword that they have, we're going to hope we get a drop of, is possibly my favorite weapon in the game. It causes bleeding, and it has a super fast attack speed, and it does a decent amount of damage. But now we're about to hit one of the infamous parts of the game. This is the Anne Orlando Rafters. Not as bad as everyone seems to make it seem. Like, it's actually pretty forgiving where you can stand. If you have a bow, it makes it really easy. You just go ahead and aggro these guys from a distance, and on their way up, you can shoot them and see if you can get. If he doesn't pull out his shield, it's easier. But this is the only annoying thing when he spams his stupid thing. So here's why you don't lock on to them in this part. You just saw him fall to his death like an idiot. If you lock on, the way it works, you know, you'll lock on and you'll try and move. You're trying to move forward, but he jumps off, and so you hold forward. But because you're locked on, now you're kind of aiming down here, and you're gonna walk right off the edge. So don't lock on in this area unless absolutely necessary. And my advice is just take it slow. Also, knock this down. Hint, hint. That'll give us an item we can get later. But yeah, take this area slow until you know what you're doing. I would, as I said, I highly advise just sniping these. These ones should, if you get a headshot on these guys, I think they just fall right off. Yeah, if you headshot that guy, he'll just fall straight off. Makes that pretty easy. Yeah, but like when I first started, this area was really scary for me. I don't know why. It's not that bad, honestly. This guy, I don't think falls off, unless he does something stupid. So you kind of have to take him out on the way, like that. Or wait till he gets here and just have a fight. Another tip you can do is drag them back to the middle part, or all the way at the beginning. Always an option. You'll notice over here we've got a chest. I'm not actually going to grab that. Oh, actually, yeah, I'll grab it right now, sure. I usually don't grab this, but... Well, I don't know if I can make the jump. Actually, now that I think about it. Not with this armor. Yeah, we'll get that. I don't know if we'll even get that. We'll find. We'll think about it. You know what? Fuck it. Nope. Okay. What I just did there saved my life. You know this. Okay, so I'm gonna explain this. As you saw me fall, and then as soon as I started falling, I pushed a button combo, and you're gonna see me back up right where I fell off. That is a really, really, really helpful thing to do. It's not very easy. You have to do it really quick. What this entails is basically pushing start, left bumper, going in, quitting, and quitting to main menu. You have to do it very quick, and as anyone with this game... Why is that guy alive? Did he not die? Did he not die when he fell? That's amazing. That's very weird. Well, now he's dead, or he will be in a second. Thank you. Oh, please be what I hope. Please, 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 please. Sorry, I'll get back to this in a sec. Don't fall off, don't fall off, don't fall off. No, it's just throwing knives. So they can drop throwing knives. I believe they drop their armor set too, and they can drop their weapon. Armor set I'm not as 100% about. So I'm just going to leave that item there. What that item is, that is a divine blessing. So, you know, it's not a big deal if you don't get it. I'm trying to think if there's another way you can get to it, or if you're just supposed to make the jump. I think you're just supposed to make the jump and hope. Actually, no, we can probably make an easier jump somewhere, but I don't know. Let's do a little investigating. Yeah, probably what you're... No, maybe not. I don't know. I've only ever gotten this once, and I pretty much died in the process. Because that looks like we can't cross in over. No. So yeah, you have to... I mean, I know there's a staircase, and that'll just take you under there. Let me... I don't want to do this whole area again, though, so I'm just going to ignore it. You can get that. You just have to make the jump. If you want it, go for it. I'm not going to because I don't want to run through this whole thing again because I'm lazy. But yeah, feel free to get it. Once you get it, you can actually drop down from there onto that. And then from there, you can kind of dive in there, and I'll show you where that takes you in one sec here. Dun 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 dun. Ladder. Actually, oh, that's probably how we're supposed to get it. Okay, I know how to get it. I'll grab it now. Right here, we've got a painted dude. Take him out, because why not? And this is actually going to take us right under where we were. Like I said, this is where you'll drop down from there, and then this is how you get up. But we'll go ahead and grab that, because now that I've looked, I now see exactly what we're supposed to do. So you want to drop on here, and then you want to just run across here, roll on in here, and then you can make sure there's no one behind us. No. Then you just walk up here and grab it, and then go back to the other side. So, oh, there is a guy over here. Okay. Good to know. Dead guy now. Okay, so that's how you get that. No danger actually required. So I don't know why I always skip this, but... Now I know I don't have to. I might as well just grab it because it's really easy. You'll see down below there's a lot more enemies. That's important. But we'll deal with that later. That's actually... I mean, we'll go down there. Do not worry. Don't think I'm ignoring it. I'm not. We will be doing that area. Don't want to. Not my favorite area, but it's okay. Now that we're out here, you'll see where we're at. We actually basically just use that church, chapel-y area as a bypass to get from over there, walked around, and now we're up here. So I guess that's another hint that they give you. If you look at where you need to go on this and you follow it, you'll see up there, oh, there's a bridge attached to that building. So I guess that's another tip. I don't know. Maybe I'm just really bad. Let's go clear this area right now. Get all the stuff down here. So there is up there. You did see that we can move this. If you want to come down here, oh, we can't right now. Duh. Oh, where's he? Is he up there? He shouldn't be. Oh, there he is. So that could be a really cheeky way to kill this dude. So you're gonna have to fight this guy in a little while. Apparently, if you walk down here, he aggroes, but he can't come over. So you can probably just sit here and snipe this guy. Which is actually pretty cool. I did not know this. This is actually pretty cool. And again, I don't know if I've said this, but this is how a lot of people, especially I dealt with this a lot when I first played. A lot of my first playthrough this game was dealing with enemies like this. Find a way to cheese them, get your arrows out, and take them out. So yeah, you can deal with him before you even have to by doing that, if you walk down here. But yeah, if you just want to do it normally, when you turn this device up here, he's gonna fly across, and you're gonna have to fight him to the death. So go ahead and push the lever. It's gonna rotate this whole device. You'll see a little cutscene, and you'll kind of see how it works. It's gonna rotate around, and now we're gonna be right there, and now we have a shortcut back from where we started to where we're going. Like I said, normally that gargoyle will run across now. Since we dealt with him, he won't. And we're going to go ahead and head down this again. Once you've rotated it once, you can head on down. And doing so will give you access to the area we saw below us, which we'll go ahead and clear out now, because we're cool guys like that. I'm going to throw on our Covetous Gold Serpent Ring, just because I want to get some drops from these guys, because I want their weapon. Nope. Yeah, so there's a lot of these guys in here. Again, what I would advise for this area: get a bow out, get some range out, shoot directly over their heads. Just aggro them, get them to come over to you. Try and get one at a time. If you get all these guys on you at once, you're going to have a bad time, so. Then just smack them till they're dead. Damn it, more throwing knives. I guess I can show these. So the throwing knives, I don't think I've shown these yet, but they work pretty much how you'd expect. You equip them, you can throw them at enemies. They don't do a lot of damage. I think they're mostly just made for if you don't have a bow, that's how you aggro things. You don't have to oops, that was dumb of me. I thought I was still in the throwing knife. So you don't even have to lock on to do it. You can just throw them. Obviously, if you know how to aim them properly, that's pretty effective. If you don't, then that'll happen. Come on, give us a drop. By the way, I don't know if I've talked about it, but this is why the R2 attack in this game is really, really great. One-handed or two, it does this attack that smashes pretty much everyone to the ground, and it's really, really good. Especially if you can combo it. Like, these guys are dying, but normally if you can do this one, and then if you push it again, you do that. And if you pause just a second, if you do it right after it, they're probably gonna not be damaged by it. But if you kind of do this, 1, 2, and then go, just kind of count in your head, 1, 2, go. You'll kill pretty much everything. This weapon's really, really overpowered for a strength character. Especially if you can, especially because the two-hand and one-hand does the same attack. Like, a lot of weapons, the one-handed attack is not as effective. This weapon is absolutely still as effective. It still does the same smash. It might be a little bit slower, but honestly, it's so good that it really doesn't matter. And then the R1 attack I haven't shown yet is just a kind of a slow swing. Not very great. It still does damage, obviously. It's a little bit faster than your R2. And if you need to cover, if there's stuff in front of you, like 3 or 4 enemies, that'll kill all of the enemies in your path, so. I also like its running attack, which was what I just did. I think it's a pretty solid one. So right there we get the Great Magic Weapon Sorcery, which we'll go into later, and over here should be, yeah. So this isn't always here, I don't think. I think this is only here if you summoned him to the fight. Damn it! I didn't get the weapon I want. Ah, it's okay. Actually, this might always be here. This is the Black Iron Tarkus set. So now we have Tarkus's stuff and his shield. Right here is a painting. If you walk up to it, you can examine it. Don't do that right now. And I say that because once you are in this area, you have to complete it. You cannot leave the area until you complete the area. So unless you're completely ready to go there, don't go there. You also have to have gone back to the Northern Undead Asylum and picked up, where is it? It's under here. I actually assume it's under here. The Peculiar Doll. You have to pick that up. And it kind of hints at you. This was once an abomination, a place in the world. She clutched this doll tightly and was drawn into a cold and lonely painted world. Right there we've got a snowy painting. So that's what happened. There's a really interesting character in that area, Priscilla. The Priscilla, the half-breed. We'll talk about her later when we get there. But for now, just know if you go in there, you have to do the whole area. So probably don't go in there until you've done Anor Londo, I would say. But yeah, that's all that's down there. Get the Iron Tarkus set, great magic weapon, and see if you get lucky with the drops. We did not, so we'll go ahead and we're about done with this episode, and we're gonna switch armor for the next one anyway, so it's okay. But I'm going to show you one more cool little trick. We know that there's a bonfire behind us, straight there, and we go up, up that, I think it goes. Yeah, we go up that, and then up on that little ridge. That's actually where we were. So we came into Anor Londo up there. That's the path we took down through there. Bonfire's back there. Now we're here. I think I push it this way to do this. If you rotate this one more time, which you can do, it should turn right. No, that was the wrong way, wasn't it? I think that was the wrong way. Okay, don't turn it that way. Don't be dumb like me. Oh, well, I guess lefty-loosey, so we're loosening it down. I guess that's why that turns that way. Nah. Didn't think of that. Oh well. You can actually turn this again, and these top ones won't really, I don't think they show you anything important. Actually, that one might stop. No, yeah, you turn a lot down, and then this gives you a pathway back to there. You're thinking, well, I already got there. What's the point? Well, the point is actually going down here. This is actually an area a lot of people don't find, which is, yeah, I found it my first playthrough completely by accident, but it's actually pretty cool because there is a bonfire down here, which is awesome. Which it just saves you a little bit of trouble. You just have to go up and, So yeah, this is actually it's a pretty cool area. Becomes important later in the game. Over here we've got a ring. Ring of the Sun's Firstborn. What does that do? I think that's the magic one. Or, boost miracles. Lord Gwyn's firstborn was a god of war, but his foolishness led to a loss of the annals. So this is the ring of, we now know, we've actually, in Dark Souls 3, you actually meet that guy. It's not, at this point in the game, most people, including me, up through Dark Souls 2, we pretty much thought that this was, Solaire, the Sun's firstborn, or the Gwyn's firstborn, but turns out we were wrong. I need to pop a humanity because I want to Estus this up. But yeah, this becomes important later. That's Gwyn, by the way. I don't know if we've seen a full-sized Gwyn yet, but that's Gwyn. We'll meet him later. And I don't think we can do anything with this yet, but yeah. Later on, just remember this is here. So later on in the game, we're gonna be coming back here for one of the more hidden bosses in the game, in fact. But that's all for now. In the next episode, we are gonna make our way through further into Anor Londo. So thank you guys very much for watching, and while we're being stood over by the mighty Lord Gwyn, I hope you guys are having a good day. So, yeah. See you guys later.